they got connected, and the only thing is laptops. Just you keep the laptops out. अभी तो जरूरत नहीं पड़ेगी. Then the second session will be. जरा अच्छा करेंगे. अच्छा लैपटॉप से बस 3-4 लोग. डॉक्टर साहब आप लाए क्या? बस नहीं अभी नहीं. आप इसको नेटवर्क से जुड़वा दें. वो जो भी सिस्टम है उससे जुड़वा दें. Oh, benar di mana?
Yes.
Good. Good. Okay. I think, friends, let's start. First of all, very good morning, very cool good morning to all of you. And thanks to AMU for giving me the opportunity to share some of the very practical, real-time things on the technology-enabled education the government has started in the name of MOOCs. As I told you at the beginning, I am a practitioner, so I have a lot of things to say, and fortunately I involved in 2-3 initiatives of MHRD. More in the capacity building exercise, of course, in the policy part. I work for an institution called NIEPA. It's a national level institution under MHRD Government of India. So, let me start with the first session with the digital initiatives of Government of India, as we discussed, and we'll have some group activity also. There is a specific reason which I just want to do it. And recently I was there in Ranchi, East Region Vice Chancellor's conference, where Professor Honorable Induji has invited me. There again, in the informal chat, Vice Chancellors are saying that why don't we have this kind of a training program? I said, sir, definitely possible. आप समय दे दीजिएगा, हम आने के लिए तैयार हैं. Because why it is needed, it is easy. It is difficult. And people have been saying, kaun si badi baat hai? And there are certain people that saying nothing is happening. And there are simple issues like discussion forums. The Honorable Former Secretary, whenever we used to meet, the first thing he used to raise that why the discussion forum was, the discussion forum activity in that SWAYAM courses is not active. So, I'm there in many academic advisory council meetings, like starting from NIT Varanasi, where Srinivas was there. I quite keep visiting that place. I like many other. I always used to tell that it is easy, but somewhere it has to be started. But are we made? My simple point in this case is, so where do we start? In the name of MOOCs, the things have already rolled out. And sustenance and all the things is not in our concern. But whatever it is already there, how do we enable and ensure the faculty members to use it and transfer and add their experience and knowledge, then deliver in the classroom, and whatever the best pedagogy which could be, so that the main purpose of starting such programs where the students get benefit. But my practical experience, both in student vertical and faculty vertical, was not that much effective. So we started a small movement. I call it as a movement only. And with a handful of 15-20 faculty members across India, even My Somyajulu was also there. Somu is my good friend, and there are some vice chancellors also there. There are some directors also there. There are some heads also there. So the purpose is to conduct a hands-on based, a group work based workshop, and so that we can give a confidence on the faculty members. We can do it. It's not like simply go to the studio and face the camera and do it something. There are many things can be possible, many things can be done without much effective, much difficulty as such. So in that process what happened, suddenly there was a call from MHRD, and one day one of the advisor in Swayam student portal called me, said, we heard about your workshops and we want to, the former Joint Secretary, Dr. Saravana Kumar. So they want to speak to you. Okay, I said, I went, and they asked us to make a presentation. So people from IIT Mumbai came, people from all the IITs came and NITTRs came, and they made a presentation. And luckily, thanks to Dr. Saravana Kumar and Honorable Former Secretary Subramanian ji, I was given a little longer time. Half an hour time was given to me. I made few things very clear. Sir, simply if you take a decision in the AC rooms, if you can leave it, nothing is going to happen in this country. Because you have to take the people's confidence and get along with that. And then he said, we heard about your workshop, what is it? I'll just give you a small example. I conduct 4 programs in NIEPA, and for the last almost 6 years I've been conducting 4. And somehow it was a very popular program, and we select only 40 people, different disciplines. We get around 13,000 to 15,000 applications in that. The modus operandi is, it's a 6-day program and 6 days program, and each session is like 90 minutes. It's a group work based, hands-on based workshop covering all the 7 aspects of MOOC's ecosystem, starting from the design, development and delivery. And we also teach the people how to transact the course, how to motivate and engage the learner, how to create the creative assessments, how to involve in the discussion forum, which is a nerve center of this online course. And so, 4 people, even I'm happy to inform you that last 2 years, faculty members from the AIMS and the PGIMS from our Rohtak, Kalra has sent 4 people, 4 doctors, medical doctors. Professor Kalra is the Vice Chancellor of PGIMS Rohtak, and of course from AIMS also. So the modus operandi will be like this. So minimum 4 people I will take in one discipline. And our mathematics faculty from NIT Warangal, before launch of the course, because then I spoke to your director, then I asked him to get them. For this, Selvaraj came, and of course, what is his name? Srinivas Acharya came. There is one more mathematics tall man, Reddy. Vayan Reddy came. Vayan attended the workshop also. So initially he was a little reluctant. He said, no, why the professors need to be done? I don't know what is going to happen. I said, sir, let's enjoy the workshop for 6 days. You see the difference. Now I must tell you, place on record, in front of the camera, I'm telling you. He did excellently well. Many such faculty members who are at almost one or few people became vice chancellors. So, fine. So the 4 people will be there in one group. They will be asked to design a 4-week sample MOOC course with the 4 objectives and 4 outcomes. The idea behind the 4 objectives and 4 outcomes is, because since there are 4 people, each one will get 1 objective and 1 outcome. Generally, it never be like this. We have a broad 3-4 objectives, and so the second idea is, they all need to be and 10 days before the start of the workshop, there is a WhatsApp group will be created, And that WhatsApp group, I provide the instructions well in advance, very clearly. And the good part of the WhatsApp group is we won't celebrate good morning, good afternoon, good evening. No Pupaji birthday, no Buaji's birthday, and I celebrate Nekar. It only meant for learn, unlearn, and relearn. And whatever best, simple things you do in your place, whatever motivational talk, as a vice chancellor, as a director you do, and you know, any small thing. For example, you created an excellent discussion forum environment where you could able to gather more than 500 students and you know, debated a nice talk that can be shared. That is only allowed. The another part of that WhatsApp group is after training, after the 6 days, I'll support for 90 days. During that 90 days, first of all, let me come to the 6 days. Design, they will design, and one person will become a course coordinator, group leader as a course coordinator, and one gentleman or gentlewoman in the group will do the first week's course development. 1 week course development and delivery will be done during the 6 days in a collaborative manner. And lot of inputs, how to improve the quality of these courses, and of course, many factors, whatever we practically can do. So that will be given. And every participant has to give an action plan, which will be shared with their vice chancellors at the end of the workshop. And every participant has to give what they are going to do in next 3 months' time, in 6 months' time, in 1 year's time. And that will be mapped. Because what happens when we do this kind of exercise? So we want to see that what efforts they have made, so that 90-day support will be ensured during that workshop. Second thing, those faculty members whose roles were not given in the 2nd week and 3rd week and 4th week, they were asked to replicate that work which has been doing during the 6 days into the 90 days. And I'm happy to inform you that, I think that's what I say, that there are 636 WhatsApp groups, similar number of the other groups plus Google groups, and more than 80,000 plus faculty members got trained, and they intend passing on that message very clear, loud and clear to the system. And one of the important things after the training is, first thing is, implement these ideas in the classroom first. We don't want to create a MOOCs teachers and conventional teachers. Everything is a teacher only. So we want to see that it should be done. So every participant has to give an action plan. Every group leader has to give an action plan. And what was done during that 6 days, and what you are going to plan next 90 days. One of the programs which just completed on November 20th, almost this is end of the December. Believe me, almost 3 groups, they completed their job. So, because first week collaboratively they will develop the content, and they will collaboratively create the assessments. They will collaborate, they're adding their one of their members into the course as learners. So everything is happening within the group. So that what happened, this particular idea, which I've been working for, and then later without the charges, this thing, and which we successfully implemented, and one such program which we did it in when Professor Jural was the academic staff college director in Jammu University, it has been successfully done. And place of record, from that group, and I got around 5 resource persons, and more than 50% of people are successfully implementing these ideas in a blended mode in their own class. Once you start doing, once you are a practitioner, then tomorrow migrating or offering some course in a full mode or partially as a coordinated mode, that will be easier for you. So this has been showcased in front of the Honorable Secretary, former Secretary, Higher Education. Then he said, why don't we have a team of 4 people? Then one from IIT Chennai, Jaykrishnan, Dr. Jaykrishnan from NPTEL. One IIT Mumbai from Samir Sahasrabuddhe and myself, and there is one gentleman from IIM Bangalore. We four of us was called, and the team has been created. Then their job initially was given to train those course coordinators where courses are going to be delivered in next 6 months' time. Because the way the courses are getting delivered, the way the process which is being done is not satisfactory. So that process was on. So that was the backup which I am trying to say that. So some part of it we will replicate today. I am not going to say that अगले 6 दिन तक नहीं हो पाएंगे. So एक दिन thanks to them they given. Like last time also JNU also given such a option. Of course NIEPA anyway we are local and we are also getting that. So we want to give you that so that tomorrow when you get a chance, it's not like offering a course. And nowadays there is one more, I call it as a little, not a good practice. In the Facebooks people are saying that मेरे पास 5,000 registrations हैं. We have 10,000 registrations. But at the end of the day, how many people are clearing the examination? Find out. थोड़ा बहुत तो डर लगता है पता नहीं कहाँ से आए. So second thing is, how many people, how many of them can come back to the second level? Because there are some issues with the national coordinators, blah 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 now. So we'll try to see that those things during this part of this workshop, and we'll go about it. Fine. I think people must have been heard about this one long back. Alvin Toffler, and has said a very nice quote, which he is saying that the illiterate of 21st century will not those who cannot read and write, but those who cannot learn, unlearn, and relearn. Very important. It's not. And one more thing which anyway, we'll come back to that one. How many of you read this book? Must be many of you. This Spencer Johnson. Excellent book. And this has been said by many people long back. But Spencer Johnson has nicely explained about the change management, which is inevitable. And people used to ask me that, sir, क्या होता है? मैं नहीं करता तो अरे कुछ नहीं होगा. We are getting the salary by 30th of this month. But at the end of the day, we will be putting into some other thing where we are not part of that change. So he nicely talked about the change management, and we need to accept the change as it happens. Monitor it, adapt it. You know, best example today, when I was when I reached the station, and the guy called me, said, "Sir, there is an ambassador car waiting for you at the taxi stand." I was amazed to see after a long time, and such a wonderful thing. And that is the India's one of the best thing. But again, they couldn't able to adapt to the new things, and slowly gone. Same thing with this mobile phone company, Nokia. Okay, they never adapted because battery runs used to last for 4-5 days and 6 days. But now you can see all the Oppos and Suppos and Vivos and Vivas all get into the market. So the change is inevitable. So they had to accept the change. So slowly and steadily, I must tell you, place on record across India, because last 6 years I get such a wonderful chance to visit length and breadth of this country, starting from the down south to Kashmir Ghati, Jabalpur to Assam, and majority of the universities, public, private little, public universities, state and central, and autonomous colleges and all. But one thing is very common: people wants to learn. Even I'm telling you the same thing when I was asked to speak for half an hour in the Vice Chancellor's, East Zone Vice Chancellor's Conference, invited by the Central University of Ranchi, Jharkhand, and AU conducted. So everybody was keen. So many questions. डॉक्टर साहब ऐसा होता है, ये करना है, वो करना है. हमने सोचा था ऐसा ही हो जाएगा, सिर्फ कैमरा से शूट करने से, वीडियो शूट करने से हो जाए. So I think that was a complete contrasting picture. So this is very important. The next important thing which I personally feel is attitude. Absolutely positive attitude. अरे नहीं आता है तो नहीं आता है. And heaven won't fall down. There are many things which we know we don't know, and we may tend to fail. So कलाम साहब ने इतना जबरदस्त 3 बातें जो कहा था, और अभी भी काबिल तारीफ है इतने सालों के बाद भी. So he said about the fail. Fail is the first attempt in learning. Once we understood fail in the first attempt in learning mode, so naturally we tend to fail. ठीक है, नए चीज सीखने के लिए तो मौका मिल रहा है, we will do that. Not necessarily we can stop. And if उसके डर के मारे, if you don't do that, then the things will not happen. Effort never dies. Many people used to tell me, sir, आपके workshop attend करने के बाद, and we entered, we came back, and I'll tell you something, sir. First time it happened with NIEPA Warangal. Andhra Pradesh government has been knowing that when Somu was the director, that center, Somu and Sharma, both of them were director and co-PA, rather they call it. So Andhra Pradesh government has requested the center to train 600 faculty members across the degree colleges where some engineering faculty was also joined. So we asked the NIT Warangal. They have a E&ICT academy, excellent facilities, and we planned a 6 days workshop, and in almost 6 phases, it continuously for 2 months. मेरा काम तो यही था, दिल्ली में रात को गुरुवार रात को मैं निकलता था यहाँ से दिल्ली हैदराबाद, and reach Warangal in the night, and the only condition they put is I must be there in the anchor for first 3 days. So Friday, Saturday, Sunday. संडे इवनिंग वही वहाँ से वारंगल से हैदराबाद टू दिल्ली, वो एयर इंडिया का जो इंटरनेशनल फ्लाइट है उसी से. एंड द मॉडल आई एम टेलिंग यू, रिसेंटली देयर इज ए लास्ट मंथ वी हैड ए वर्कशॉप एट परेड कॉलेज इन जम्मू. So then the secretary of higher education, Jammu Kashmir government, he attended, and thanks to his patience, whole day he sat. First day he sat. Then he wants to immediately he called people from both the Jammu, Ladakh and Kashmir Valley. He said, we want to conduct this kind of a program. Can NIEPA accommodate? And I said, NIEPA already we have 170 programs, planned. So then immediately he planned for 3 programs which we are going to start from the January 1st onwards. One in the Central University of Jammu, one in the Parade College, one in the Gandhinagar College. So in all, and he said very particular, and the timetable was fixed, and every faculty was told well in advance, this need to be done, and you will be given 6 months time to be getting implemented. And he personally said he will monitor it. Every stage he monitored it. And he came once to Delhi and he sat in my office. He called also. No, why I'm trying to say this one is when the senior management took the interest, naturally the things happen. And at the same time, some push is required because we were little comfortable. ठीक है, 2 articles in Scopus, 2 articles in ABDL, 4 research scholars. Okay, once you became a professor, little senior, चलता है. बाकी तो चल रहा है. And getting and the 2 extra responsibilities. Some of us are registrars, some of us are acting registrars. स्थायी वित्त अधिकारी भी है हमारे. स्थायी प्रशासनिक अधिकारी भी है. Like people like me, I'm a shadow registrar also many times. And shadow, but I never be a shadow vice chancellor. But shadow registrar and all these things. This is again, we have been doing that at certain level of that. So what I'm trying to say, the effort, why I raised about the Andhra thing. After completing the course, when they go back, and during that time the Chandrababu Naidu's government was there, and Naidu ji called one meeting. And what he said, we are going to set up one learning management system in the central locality. Those faculty members who got trained can be able to create the content both in Telugu and in English. Around 50% of the faculty members who got trained gave their expression of interest, and they all started doing it. Then subsequently there are small changes in the system now, but again they are setting it on. The same thing happened with Telangana, because Madhuri Garu is a good friend of mine. So Telangana Higher Education Council is also looking for this kind of things, but again, What I'm trying to say, once you have a clear, serious management at the top, things happens. So, but why I'm trying to say here, many of them may not be getting the chance. As yesterday, I was there in Hemanthinandan Bahuna University, Porigadwa, Srinagar. And तो मैं आपका नाम देख के वही देखो नेगी साहब भी आए थे हमारे तो साइंस के जो हेड था. So he was there in the valediction. I was there in the last 2 days. So then again, what happened when we completed that WhatsApp yesterday? When I was sitting and accessing the WhatsApp, somebody wrote in the note, I think now it's time to prepare the proposals and submit to the CEC, UGC or national coordinators. And I wrote a longish mail to them. Your training was over just 1 day back. Your first task is to implement or first of all absorb what was told to you and try to collect and collate this information, try to use it in your classroom first. Submitting proposal means, I think, very sorry to say friends, maybe many of you must be knowing that this is not an ICSSR project, this is not a DIT project, this is not a UGC minor project or AICT major project. This is a technology-driven teaching learning process. If you are not fully, thoroughly going to the system, what happened? People are even one day in one of the meeting, Dr. Sarvana Kumar has made a lighter comment. I don't know what real it is. I left for him. Somebody came to him. He said, "Sir, thanks. And I came to know recently there is a Swayam portal. Earlier I used to watch Kishore Kumar's कुछ गाने वाने सुन के मैं सोता था या किशोर दा के अशोक कुमार जी के मूवीज देखते थे पुराने जमाने के. Now thanks to you that I came to know there is something called Swayam. And curiously I opened that Swayam and I found interesting video. एक वीडियो को सिर्फ मैं 2 मिनट देखा, इतना जबरदस्त नींद आ गई. Thanks to you that let's continue that this kind of a things. But this is a very strong statement which is indirectly telling to us there must be something seriously wrong. Maybe that may be an isolated activity. But how come the guy who was sitting over there, he must have heard about all these things? So the only point is, yes, it's a good sign for us. So tomorrow when we make it, that's what I made a very clear point. Unless and until the entire ecosystem, unless and until the people does not understand the nitty-gritties, one should not get into that. Okay, IITs are doing fine. IITs were prepared long back. Of course, we are not any second. I used to tell to one of my good friends in IIT and NIEPA are only a small wall separated. I used to tell that IITs and IIMs may be good, but we the faculty members of a national university, not a second rated or a third rated. We are the best. But आपके पास मौका मिल गया, and we have been doing it. We are also equally good. So that's what So the point is, they may be saying that they may be working and why can't we work? Yes, we can also equally work, provided we should apply this one in our teaching first. So the last point again, which I am going to connect this one, no is the next opportunity. Always people used to say that when we try to implement, students will say no. And even though UGC has given a regulation that 20% of the credit students can earn through this one, my practical experience, many times whenever I visit the universities, invariably I take time, I can go and I ask the students, very few silly questions they are asking. Sir, there is a discussion forum. How do I participate? And I am asking the sir who is sitting in our department. He said, no, you ask that course coordinator who is done. Sir, I am writing that details to them, but nobody is replying. So the exceptions are unbeaten. Again, here, out of the 8 national coordinators, one is exception is NPTEL. But every course cannot run through NPTEL. Their systems are different. But many other excellent universities are offering. Secondly, recently in one of the university, of course it is a social science humanities university, I went for a workshop and some UGC committee also, something. Some students I interacted, they asked me a very fundamental question. Sir, we look at the MCQs given in the online course. Sir, majority of them talking about the knowledge level. Sir, why don't we have questions in the application level? Why don't we have questions to support the analytical thinking level or kind of an analysis level? सर ये ऐसा क्यों नहीं बनाते? मैंने कहा बनाना चाहिए। सर आप थोड़ा सा इनको बता दीजिए ना सर। मैंने कहा किसको बताऊं? I'm sorry to say, because these are the aspirations of the student.